All right. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Daybreak Live. My name's Krissi. I'm with Positively Osceola, and today I have the honor, the pleasure, and just the fun of introducing you to a very special friend of Positively Osceola, Michelle Incandela from Draper Law Office, and we'll be talking with her about what it kind of means to have a personal injury attorney, how we can create a better relationship between us and our attorney, what their expectations are for us and what ours should be of them, and to just have an all-around good time with them. Like, stressful times happen, things happen with injuries and accidents, and what we don't want to do is have an even harder situation with our attorneys. So we're going to tell you how to make it easier and to have a little bit more fun with them. All right, so let's make it official. Let's play the video, and then I'll introduce y'all to Michelle. Yay, it's official. We did it.
Morning. Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Krissi.
Hey, if you do not know Michelle, y'all get to know her. There we go. This is Michelle. She's with Draper Law Office. And Draper Law Office has been around since 1984. Michelle specifically is a personal injury attorney, and she is going to basically just run us through the best tips on how to create a good relationship with your attorney and to not have them be cranky with you. Right?
And that's right. Yeah, nobody wants a cranky lawyer.
I know. And so I've got my tea here. She's got her coffee. We will both be sipping periodically. Cheers to you, madam.
Cheers.
And okay, so first of all, if people want to know more information about Draper Law Office, I put the ticker up here so everyone can see it. DraperLawOffice.com, or they can call 407-846-0075. But your website's full of information on the services that y'all provide, right?
Yes. Yeah. The website has a lot of information. It has videos, information on the attorneys, on what we do. It's a great place to go if you're looking to find out anything about Draper Law Office. I would always start at the website. But we're happy to take calls as well. Whatever, however we can connect.
Right. Maybe the millennials will want to talk on the phone. I don't know.
I don't doubt it.
But anyways, okay. So Michelle, tell us about how we can better have a relationship with our attorneys. What are we doing wrong? What can we do right? How can we just make this a better situation overall?
Yeah. So, nobody wants to have to hire an attorney for anything. And so our goal, and most of the time when we meet with clients, it's usually because they went through something that was very traumatic and it had a terrible experience. So we obviously want to do everything possible to make it a good experience for them, to have a good relationship. I think, first of all, I can't stress this enough. I think it's really important to select, to hire your attorney carefully, to make sure you don't have to hire the first person that you meet with. Don't hire somebody because you saw them on a billboard. Learn about the office, learn about the people that are supporting that attorney, the staff. How long have they been with the firm? Is it a good overall environment? What kind of people are they? Because this person or this group that you work with you're going to be working with them for quite a while, and they're handling something that's very important to you. So that relationship is critical, and you want to know that they have the expertise to handle whatever the matter is, because at some point, for our purposes in a personal injury action, we're going to be making recommendations, and you want to know that the person that's making those recommendations to you, has the experience to guide you the right way, so that when you make decisions about your claim, you're making the best decision for yourself. And so, again, most of our clients, I have absolutely fantastic relationships with them. And even though it's a terrible, way to meet someone, through the process, we do try to make it, maybe it's not fun, but we do try to make it as easy as possible, because it's so much stress. It's so much stress on the clients that are having to go through this. They're injured, they're missing work, their car is damaged. I mean, it's a lot to deal with. So anything that I can do to make that better, on my end, I'll do. But there are certain things, that will make your lawyer very cranky that you want to avoid doing. Um, you don't want a cranky lawyer. You want your lawyer to be happy with you as well, because it's your claim, and it's the most important thing. It's to you. Your lawyer is kind of working for you. But at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Is there's things on the client's end that are really important that they need to do. And so a lot of the times we talk about, what lawyers should and shouldn't do, but I wanted to give everybody a heads up that there's some things that, clients really shouldn't do either.
Yeah.
First and foremost, one of the first things that's going to happen when you meet with a lawyer is you're going to have an initial meeting. We always meet with our clients, the attorneys here. In other firms, I know clients meet with paralegals and assistants, but the attorneys here, usually two of them, meet with the client the first time. And that first meeting is so important because it gives us the most information about your claim and about you. And what people don't realize is that when you have an accident today, it's important for us to know a lot of things about what happened to you maybe 10 or 20 years ago. So if there's prior accidents, if there's prior similar injuries, you want to make sure that you're upfront with your attorney, whether that accident or injury happened a year ago or 20 years ago.
Right.
Because one thing I promise you that will make any of your lawyers cranky is surprises. And lawyers don't like surprises, okay? Whatever it is, we will deal with it, but we need to know about it. We don't want to be, find out, 4 years into representing you that you had a prior accident that you didn't tell us about. So definitely be upfront and honest, completely honest from the beginning and all the way through. Okay, just completely honest. Lay it on us, and we will deal with it. We will do the best that we can for you. We will work with you, but definitely let your attorney know everything: the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the same thing goes for when you meet with your doctors. We want to make sure that, when you go to any doctors and you're treating with them, we usually tell everybody, just remember this: don't make anything up and don't leave anything out. If it's bothering you, make sure that you absolutely tell them. And we don't care if it's your pinky toe that's bothering you, but you're in the dentist. I don't care. Whatever it is that's bothering you, make sure you tell all your doctors and be complete. But the flip side of that is don't make anything up and don't exaggerate. Yeah. That's not the way to help yourself either. We tell everybody, and clients are just they have so much to deal with, and it's such an unfortunate circumstance that a lot of the times people just they make mistakes because they forget, or because sometimes they're afraid to say anything, or they don't know if they should say anything. And we always tell everybody, if you have a question about it, I don't care what it is, call me, email me, any way that you need to communicate. Yeah, because we're here for you, and we want to make sure that you're comfortable and that you're going through this process and you're not alone in the process. We're here, we do this. This is what we're experts in dealing with, so use that expertise. We want to help you through whatever it is. If you have questions about medical appointments or anything, just reach out to us. We'll work through it. We'll talk through it. We'll figure it out together. Okay. There's always talk about attorneys who don't return clients' phone calls, and that is a really serious no-no. We take that very, very seriously here, and we don't have an issue with that. But I will tell you, you would be surprised how many times we run into problems with clients who don't return our phone calls.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
It's critical.
It's critical. Especially when your attorney's negotiating your claim with an adjuster, and I might need to get information from you, find out something before I can get back to them, and I can't get a hold of you, it can jeopardize the settlement negotiations. It can compromise your position, because if adjusters don't hear back, they start to get suspicious and wonder, why am I not hearing back? What's wrong with this claim if the attorney is dodging me? And if I can't get a hold of you, I can't respond properly to the adjuster. So if you change your phone number, I've had clients that do that, because with cell phones, you change your cell phone plan. Sometimes you have to get a new number. Tell your lawyer. Make sure I'm on the list when you send everybody the notification. Make sure you tell your attorney so that I have access to that as well, because that does happen a lot of the time. So keep me updated on phone number changes and address changes. If you leave town, make sure I know about it so that I can find you. because it's really important that I'm always able to communicate, with my clients. I have to be able to get a hold of you. So please, keep your attorney at the top of your list, as far as notification of moving and phone number changes. And then, another thing is it's hard when clients have unrealistic expectations. And I think this is where that relationship with the attorney becomes so important. Nowadays, people are inundated with what they see on billboards and, crazy ads promising all sorts of things. And they hear things, from their friends. I had a client, all the time, clients will come in and they'll say, well, I know someone who had the exact same case as mine. My mother's sister's grandmother's daughter's cat sitter has the exact same case as mine, and they got $1 million, and I get the fact that, people talk, but honestly, I promise you it's not, because cases are like snowflakes. They're all different. They may seem like they're the same case. I promise you they aren't. But I think that's where it's important that you trust the person that you hire, that attorney, because when we make recommendations and say, hey, this settlement offer from the adjuster is what we consider to be unreasonably low, or this settlement offer is really within range, even though it's not the bazillion dollars that you had in mind, this is what's reasonable. And then you want to be able to take those recommendations and know that the person that's giving them to you is experienced and qualified, knows what they're talking about. So that when you make a decision on whether or not to accept a settlement, or whether you're going to put your case into suit and try that case, you know that the person that you're there with is giving you the right information, and you're comfortable, with those decisions. So get the unrealistic expectations out of your head and trust the person that you hired to walk you through it. So.
And that's why you said to do your research on the people that you're working with, because they're working for you. They're doing stuff for you. This is your life.
Mm-hmm. It's your life. It's your do your homework, and you're going to be talking to these people. You're going to be meeting with these people. You're going to be taking recommendations from these people or this person. In our firm, there's usually 2 of us working a claim at each time. And again, we're a little bit different than a lot of other firms, because our attorneys are more involved than in a lot of the larger firms. The clients meet with attorneys from the very first meeting, usually 2 attorneys in the first meeting. And so you need to know, if I go to this firm, who am I meeting with? Am I ever going to see my lawyer? I hear clients who settle cases and they've never met the lawyer, which is, astounding to me. But it happens all the time. So you want to know in advance that who am I going to meet with? Ask a lot of questions. It's difficult, and I feel for clients, because when they come in and they've had an accident, an injury, or they're in the hospital, or they're hurting, it's hard to think of, questions in an initial meeting of what do I need to know, because they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about getting better and getting their car fixed and getting back to work and taking care of their family. But to the extent that you can, if you're meeting with an attorney, ask questions. Who am I going to meet with? You're going to return my calls when I call you? Who am I going to see? Who's going to be handling my case?
Right.
Who are the
ask
other
questions.
people? Yeah. Ask questions. Do you have a paralegal? Who are they? Find out, learn about the history of that firm. How long have they been here? How long have they been doing what they're doing? What is their specialty? What is the specialty of the lawyer that's going to be handling your case? The legal field is now very, very specialized. You do not want to take a personal injury claim to a real estate attorney. You don't. That's like, if you have a heart condition, you don't want to go to a podiatrist, right? You don't want the guy who specializes in feet working on your heart. And the legal profession is the same way. You don't want to go to the person that doesn't specialize in the needs that you have, and the specialty that you need for your particular claim.
Wait, so people actually do that?
Well, unfortunately, look, there's great lawyers, and some people do it for sometimes really good reasons. They have an attorney that they use for a different type of matter, maybe a real estate transaction or a probate of a will, and they have a personal injury action, and they say, well, I really liked this person, and they were honest, and they were upfront with me, and I trust them, so I want them to handle this action. And sometimes the attorneys do. And there's a question of whether or not they should. they may be allowed to, but just because you can do something doesn't mean it's a good idea. Doesn't
Right.
mean
It
that you
sounds like
should do it.
I know an attorney who does this, but they're not in that field. That's not
Right.
going to serve you in the long run.
Right. And I think the attorney might have good intentions and maybe want to give it a go, but in my opinion, you always want to find someone who specializes in the need that you have.
Yeah.
So if you have a personal injury action, you want to go to somebody who is known to be a personal injury expert, who's done this for, numbers of years, who, and look at, I would tell people too, go look at those reviews that people leave on Google. And I'm a big person myself that checks reviews before I go places, because clients are honest when they go there, and our clients that that are know us, that go there and talk about what we've done for them. That's important, because that kind of tells other people I'm a real client and I experienced this, and this is my experience here. And if you go to a firm and you see that there's a lot of people saying my lawyer never called me back, or they whatever the situation was, it's a red flag, and you should kind of, take note of that. But that's, again, where I say, interview, do your homework, do your research, find out, exactly who you're dealing with and who you're getting.
I always love chatting with y'all from Draper Law Office, because you're not just saying, call Draper Law because we'll, fix everything for you. What you're saying is, I'm going to give you legal advice that's going to help you. But also, when you come on here, you're giving general advice for people. You're not just saying call Draper Law. And I think that that's really, really special and genuine. So thank you for sharing that information with us.
You're welcome.
Because no one thinks about stuff like this until they're in an accident or something bad happens to them, and they don't know.
Yeah, and I hope that, and unfortunately, a lot of our clients have come back to us for multiple events, but for the most part, I hope that I never have to meet people under these circumstances, that I never have to help them. But if they need me, I'm here. And I do want people to feel comfortable with me, and I want people to feel comfortable with the firm. And Charlie has been doing this since 1979, and I've been practicing since 1997, and this is all we do. And we know, we treat people the way we would want our family members to be treated. We're selective in our cases. We don't take every client just because they call us. We're selective as much as the client is selective. We're selective as well, because we want to make sure that we can do the best for that client, that we can really help in this situation. And sometimes, we can't. But yeah, it's important. I don't want someone to, not feel that, this is such an important issue to them, and something that they really, really need help, at a time in their life when they really need help. And I want to be able to offer them the best that I can to make sure that it is the right fit. So yeah, do your homework, learn, know who you're going to be working with.
Yes, this is your livelihood. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you are specifically a personal injury attorney. Mm-hmm. And then Draper Law, they do a lot more, or is it mostly personal injury?
Well, we have 3 attorneys here. Linda Grzinski she practices in family law. She's a fantastic family law and divorce attorney. Okay. And Charlie Draper and myself, we exclusively do personal injury. So we only handle injury claims. So our expertise is injury, and Linda's expertise is family law. And those are our concentration, our areas of concentration.
Okay, so you're very well versed in everything, but have a very specific concentration, and you're good at what you do.
Right. So we don't, if you called me and you said, I want you to help me through this real estate transaction, I would tell you, I know a person for that, but I am not that person. And we'll help you. So, and that's another thing that we do. So we get calls for a lot of different types of cases, and sometimes it's things that we can't handle, or sometimes people think it's a personal injury action, but it really isn't. And so we try to, if we can't help you, try to find some place that can, so that we can at least maybe guide you on the path to being able to get some help, for that matter. But yeah, it's a pretty limited practice area. And again, it's because we specialize, and that's our area of expertise. Mm-hmm.
Yep. You know what you're good at. You stick with what you know, and that's why y'all are so successful. And like I said, no one really knows what to do until they get in the situation. So getting into a situation with an attorney who knows exactly what they're doing, who's been doing it since the 90s. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a dumb question, but here we go.
Oh, I hate to admit how old it makes me, but yeah.
Whatever. So if you are interested or you have something that's going on, you need an attorney for a specific case, even if you just have questions, you can always call the number that's here on the ticker, or you can visit draperlawoffice.com. Michelle's very knowledgeable. So is Charlie. So is Linda. Like, that whole team is just amazing. So please reach out to them if you have questions, because they can definitely help you. Michelle, it's always so enlightening chatting with you. So thank you for sharing that information with us today. Is there anything else you want to leave our viewers with today?
No, I just want to tell everybody to have an absolutely fantastic, positively wonderful, incredible day. And know that if you need us, Draper Law Office is here for you. And it's always a pleasure, Krissi. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, in times of need, trust Draper Law Office.
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right, Michelle, have a great day. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great day. See you next week. Bye.